Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I thought we'd do things differently, and today I wanted to film my first get ready for me as an attempt to feel more comfortable in front of the camera and be a little bit more personable with you guys while still talking about mental health and everything else that I enjoy. So it's been a minute, bear with me. This is my very first one. I don't expect it to be perfect. Just gotta start somewhere. But I'm just trying, the whole purpose of this is to get more comfortable with putting myself out there, because the lifestyle that I want and what I see for myself requires that. And I deal with a lot of self-sabotage, so that's why it's been a minute since I filmed a video. Also, I'm not good at makeup, but I'm learning. So this is new to me too, so just bear with me. Going in with this shade darker, so I went in with this light one first on the whole lid, and then next I'm going in with this lighter brown, and oops, it was supposed to be the darker brown. I was supposed to do the darker brown. Okay, 1 second. So the reason why it's been tough for me to be consistent with filming videos lately is, obviously, if you've been here for a minute, I moved back home from being across the country in Las Vegas, Nevada for 2 years. And what I'm dealing with right now is very similar to how I felt before I made my move. And when I moved to Vegas, it was very eye-opening. It completely changed my world and my perspective of how I saw things and whatnot. We'll get more into it later on into the video. But I felt very free in Vegas. I felt very free. I felt very on path and in alignment to where I've always wanted to go, as far as what the visions that I've always seen for myself. And prior to leaving home, I was always living at home. So it was my first time being out and experiencing life on my own. Had my own place, just had my own schedule, routine. And that is when I finally picked up the courage and was very consistent with my YouTube journey, because again, that's something that I've always wanted to do, is be a YouTuber and just share my creativity through my lens and share it with the world. Sorry. And I came back home from all of that. Before we get to that, I just want to say, yes, I started my YouTube channel out there. I was doing very consistent. My energy felt a lot different. I felt like I was in higher vibration, just all things good, right? And I was making a lot of progress with my little personal growth journey and being serious and consistent with my dreams. And I noticed it's because you don't have anybody in your ear. You don't. You are living life on your own terms, doing what it is that you want, not answering to anybody, just kind of doing your own thing without anybody's conflicting beliefs in your mind, always in your ear, of like things that you truly enjoy. So I had a taste of that, and it was amazing. I felt like I was on my way as far as following my dreams and my passions. So I decided to make the move back home for a couple reasons. One of them being, my dad, he wanted me home. And I'm his only kid, by the way. I have siblings, but I'm my dad's only kid. And he wanted me home. Like, he missed his baby girl. She's all the way across the country by herself. And I understand that. And you do tend to miss family, being far away from them. It does make you feel a bit guilty. But nevertheless, I was doing amazing. And I kind of just let that and the other reasons be my decision towards going home. And it's been a tough adjustment since being home between the two reasons. So it's just been wearing down on me mentally. And I kind of feel like I'm back at square one from all of the progress and journey and, climbing my personal mountain in Vegas, it feels like I'm at the base of the mountain again. And I know I can't think of it in that aspect because once you know what you know, it's hard to unknow that. So it's like everything that I learned and everything I had a taste for in Vegas, I can bring that anywhere. And I'm so thankful for that move because it allowed me to realize a lot about myself, learn a lot, change some things, like really face myself. And the way I try to remind myself is that I already know all of these things. I can continue it wherever I go. Once you have control over your mind, your emotions, feelings, everything underneath the sun that you may be struggling with, once you've gained that sense of control over it, you can never unknow that. So what I try to convince myself now is to accept the situation for what it is, where I'm at, and know that I'm not starting all over again. I just have a reset or a new chapter. It's all about perspective. When you truly think about things, it's all about how you choose to view them. So ultimately, I could feel negative. I could allow myself to feel exactly how I felt before moving. And truth be told, it does feel like I'm back in that position. Just depression, not really feeling motivated, having so many aspirations, not taking it seriously, not taking action, whatever. I could go back to that. But where is that going to get me? And I just have to remind myself that anything that I had, I can get it again times 2, times 100 even. Because I already did things I never thought I could do. And I proved to myself that I can do hard things. I can do things that are uncomfortable. I can do things that, you know, might seem like a lot in the moment, but will benefit you long term. For example, I'm taking a certification course right now for an IT because I'm working on another career change. And I'm trying to move towards something that, once again, I know is good for me, and that's creativity. That's what I want. If I'm going to work a 9 to 5, at least for the time being, I want it to be around creativity. I want it to be around things that truly inspire me, motivate me, and allow me to work within my own visions. And so that's UX UI and a little bit of design. And I just, so far since learning it, it's been so much fun because I feel like it's right up my alley. And then I think about all the personal things that it's going to teach me that I can do for my own brand someday. And just, I have so many visions, you guys. And to keep them just all in my head my whole life is truly unfair to me if this is going to be my life. And I have to do things that Alyssa likes. So I want to also say, this might be tough. I want to also say, oops, lost my train of thought. So we'll get back to that. I'm really not used to putting eyeliner on in a mirror like this, so bear with me, bear with me. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to come back. Hold on. started? Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna need some practice to put on eyeliner in front of the camera. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, just once you get a taste of that feeling, you can't unknow it. So basically just putting everything that I learned in Vegas and implement it and make it the absolute best in the moment that I'm able to make it until I get to the next level, until I get to the point where I can have my own place again. I can slowly evolve back into that person that I'm trying to become. And as you're on this journey, and this is why if you haven't started your personal growth journey yet, I just do it. Like, it's so hard to stay consistent, but the moment that you do and you really hone in and find this flow of the whole process, as far as like perception, self-awareness, self enjoyment, as far as like hobbies and stuff, you find yourself going back to everything you enjoyed as a kid. And everything that I'm getting into now is what I loved as a kid. So me being in front of the camera, not in a conceited way, it's just more so I've always wanted to be an influencer, but I want to be an impactful influencer. I want to offer good, and that is why I chose mental health, because one, it was something I struggled within myself. It's something that I found a way that's worked for me to get me out of that headspace and just sharing it with other people, as well as enjoying, as well as sharing my visions. And like, my mind, it's beautiful. My mind is beautiful. So just portraying that and sharing it with the world, because it's my talent, is something that I need to take seriously, because it's something I've enjoyed, it's something I love, and it's something that I'd love to continue. Because at the same time, we spend most of our life working for other people in jobs that we don't really love. They just get us by. We might slightly enjoy it, it pays well, and it gets us by. But why do that when you can put in the same amount of work that you do for other people in their dreams, and I'm sure you've seen it before, in their dreams or whatever, toward your own personal goals, so that you can live the lifestyle that you actually want to live? Because you only get one life. So what are you going to do with it? You're going to take action now and just be intentional and do all things that's required of you, instead of no more avoiding the work, or live a life of regret and misery and resentment. Which one would you choose? So you have to find time for yourself in this busy world. You just have to, because that is what's going to save you long term. And if you don't already know this, life is a long-term game. Right now we deal with a lot of serious instant gratification and instant dopamine, and this stuff serves us in the moment, but what is it doing for us long term? The inner work is long term. It's building you up for a life greater than you've ever even imagined. And just getting that taste, I can't let that go. I can't let that go. I can't let myself drown. I can't let myself fail, because that's one thing I don't do. I've accomplished great things. I've already proved to myself that I can do hard things. So we got to do some more hard things until we get to where we want to be. But it's not the end of the world. It's not going to be the end of you. Next, we're going to do blush, okay? I don't do blush, but I would say maybe this one. I just hold it up to my skin and see which one I think would look best on me. So there's this one, and then I did have another palette. This one too. And if I was to choose, you can tell all of my palettes are basically brand new, because I had this subscription called BoxyCharm, now called Ipsy. If you don't know what it is, check it out, because I want to get back on it. They send you free skincare, or not free, but full-size skincare products, makeup, anything. You take a little test and they send it to you. And I just love skincare, so that's where I would get a lot of my skincare collection from. And occasionally they would send makeup stuff like palettes. And all of my palettes are unused because I don't really do makeup, but it seems so beautiful. Again, it's within creativity. And for one of my visions coming down the line, it has to do with looks and fashion and everything. So just trying to get to where I want to be so I can finally indulge in my creativity. But we gotta start somewhere. So I found this palette in my stash. Thought this one was really pretty, but again, I'd probably do this one, and I want to compare it to this palette of this. They're like very similar actually. I know my eyes well. And it's actually a little shimmery, so that's not a blush brush. That is not a blush brush. And I don't know my brushes, so bear with me. Also, I think this is a highlighter brush. I don't know. Now it's gonna be a blush brush. And then I'm gonna put it right there because I think that's where it goes. But if you're struggling, don't fret. You will find your way. It happens at different times for each and every one of us. Like I said, it didn't really hit me. When did I move out? I moved out at like 24. I moved out at 24, and then I moved back home at 26. So yeah, 2 years on my own. And what really sucks is because you were doing fine. Like, that's the thing. I was doing fine and I felt well on my way, and then I just walked back into this roadblock. But it's allowing me to grow, you know. I do appreciate being closer to my family. I do appreciate everything my family does for me, and I love my family. But it's just like when you're on a mission and you feel like you've been behind for a while and finally getting that, you just want to be on your way and like kind of get back to everybody later. I know that sounds bad, but it's like I'm on a mission, guys. Like, I'm trying to do all these great things, establish stability, so I'm able to give back in other ways. But you know, this is what I really need to focus on right now. You know, then another thing that sucks, and don't be this person, is knowing what it is that you want to do, but forever taking action on it. Like, taking forever to take action on it, basically. I don't know why I said it that way, but do not wait forever to take action, especially if you know what it is that you want to do. Take that first step. Just take it and figure it out from there. What do you guys think so far? Do you think this blush is me? I think so. And I'm just going to over blend for the next few seconds. But nevertheless, get serious with your personal growth. No more messing around. A new year is upon us. That is a perfect time to start, although you don't always have to wait till the new year, the new month, or like the first day of the month, the first day of the week, whatever. Just start. Just start. When you know, just start. It doesn't need to be that concise. You don't need perfectionism. You don't need none of that. Just start. It will come. That's all part of the journey. Don't expect to have everything mapped out in the beginning. Like this video, I don't know. It might be great, it might flop, I don't know. I won't know until I put myself out there. And another thing is, I'm really funny. You probably wouldn't expect it, but I am. So just do wait. Just do wait. Okay, so that's it with the blush. I'm gonna do mascara. And I told myself I was gonna be bold, I was gonna be different, but this is my bold makeup look because honestly I just wear my cat eye. I just wear my cat eye. No foundation, no mascara, no nothing, just a cat eye, an occasional lip liner with some Carmex. That's my natural beat. This is my beat, and it's weak. But again, starting somewhere, accepting that I'm starting somewhere, and not being ashamed for it because I'm a beginner. There's nothing wrong with being a beginner. Everybody is a beginner at some point in their life, no matter what path they're on, no matter how far you see into their chapters, they've always had a beginning point. And that's the beauty of it. You just have to embrace the beginning, embrace the journey, embrace everything, the hardships, the ups, the downs, the wins, the losses, rejections, opportunities, everything. Embrace it all accept the failures, and don't wait forever to take action, because that is going to do nothing for you but cause a lot of resentment within yourself. Don't let yourself drown. You have it. You got it. And it's not as scary as you think. It's really not. It's allowed me to dig deeper within myself and find my flaws, not just like physical flaws, mental flaws, characteristics that you need to let go of, because a lot of it is childhood trauma. A lot of it all stems from young adolescence, the things you learn, the things you're taught, the things you've seen. It all plays a part in your character today. So you have to know what's good, you have to know what's toxic, and let go, because the only way to be the greatest version of yourself is to acknowledge everything. The self-awareness, everything. And I saw something on Instagram this morning about self-awareness. And self-awareness isn't just only when you know your faults and knowing that you need to change them, and just being actively mindful that whenever you're presented a certain type of situation, how your old self would react to it if it was toxic behavior. That's not only self-awareness of knowing everything wrong about you. You have to also acknowledge everything right and everything good about you as well, because what is life? Life is about balance. And there's yin, there's yang, there's positives, there's negatives. Like, that's the balance. And though those might be some negative traits, you also have some really great traits also. So don't focus too much on the negative. Focus more so on the positive, but don't be so delusional in positivity that it's like toxic positivity, if that makes sense, because you're not addressing things that could seriously be wrong with you in your actions and how you handle things, because you can't always see. You have to take some type of acknowledgement and accountability. So there's balance. And know that there's good, there's bad, there's balance. And just always acknowledge the good. Don't always focus on the negative, because that's not going to do anything for you but hold you back and make you question yourself, overthink, cause anxiety, whatever. No, it's life. Like, you're going to deal with some stuff. Then don't take it too seriously at the same time, because a lot of this stuff is made up. So just be fun. Like, just have fun with it. Build your character, create goals, live the life that you want to live. Oh, and then next I normally do a lip. Oh, there it is. It's almost time for a new one. And then let me grab my comments. Okay, got my comics. I have hair in my mouth. Gross. That's like the worst feeling. This is have a mirror in it. It does. Lip time, my favorite part. So, my goal, I was going to start with what you can expect from me, but that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. My goal for the new year is to be more consistent with what it is that I want, with everything that I've learned, using my skills, using my knowledge, and going for what I want, and just allowing everything to fall into place as far as God's plan, because that's truthfully what it is. I don't know if this is a touchy subject, but I didn't really get to where I'm at mentally until I had God. And I know it's controversial, I know, but I just also am sharing what has worked for me, and what's worked for me is when I found God. That has played a huge role into everything. So I'm just gonna put that honesty out there as well. Next is my Carmax, my trusted best friend. And this year, my goal is to just do more for myself, get myself back on track, and allow what's meant for me to come, because you have to practice the law of detachment. What you want may not always be the case or work out, so you just have to have that open heart and trust God's plan, trust the universe, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in. Trust that once you put yourself in alignment with just bettering yourself, bettering, your character, bettering your habits, bettering your whole persona, you're going to attract what's meant for you. So I'm trusting that. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not holding on to anything. I'm focusing on me and allowing everything to come, because I think that's what has also deterred me for the last few months off my own rails, is just not really focusing on myself, focusing on external things, focusing things that aren't necessarily in my control. I can only control it to the best of my ability. Everything outside of that I cannot stress over, I cannot get worked up over, because I got places to be. I'm on a mission, I really want this. And just, I sound like I'm in an interview or something, but just, this is my personal diary also. So I'm gonna be faced with this video someday, and I'm gonna be like, I'm proud of you. You did it. You did it. And I'm gonna be thankful. And that's what you have to remember. You're going to appreciate yourself so much long term, your future self, when you take these actions and these little teeny tiny baby steps today. And you never fall off, you never give up, because it is okay to take breaks. It's okay to take breaks. Just get back on track. Don't lose yourself. Don't fall off. Don't never not get back to yourself, because that is the only way you're going to win. Just think, if you don't, and you fall off, and you don't keep up with anything, you're going to have no sense of direction. You're not going to be making any sort of progress. So one of my favorite quotes that I actually had on my vision board like 5 years ago is, you can either just do it or keep dreaming. The choice is yours. As always, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like this video, let me know in the comments. And also, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe for more. Bye guys. Mwah.